Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jason. And last week I was actually able to go undefeated in the locals that I went to. I was actually able to do so playing my favorite deck, which is Rocket Dragon Link. This is not Bystial control. This is Rocket Dragon Link, of course, with the Bystials in it. I did a deck profile around tier format when I was messing around with the adventure engine to set up a free Omni Negate right before starting to play. Which was serving me well back in the day, and I now wanted to update this post Cyberstorm access. I actually did decide to stray away from the adventure engine momentarily, since I tested a lot with it, and I also tested a lot with the Apple Dragon, which is great for making a Baron right before the 5th summon. But as the meta evolved post Cyberstorm access, non-engine and hand traps have become vital and crucial to the game. So I decided to go a little bit more for a pure build along with the Bystials to basically compete as best as we can. And so far everything has been working great. So I would like to share the deck profile with you guys that's been working for me. So for the main deck, I decided to stick to 40. I tested a lot with 41, even 42, or even up to 45, and it wasn't very optimal for me because the draws that I was getting off of Chaos Space in the combo, deep into the combo, are not the best, or even the opening hands. I decided to do this because Dragon Link is not really a one-card combo deck. You usually want to see a combination of 2 or even 3 cards to set up the board that you want. So 40 is what worked the best for me. And what I did was the Rocket package, which I kept at 2 Tracers, of course. Standard will probably stay like this for a while. 2 Rechargers now. We are no longer on Rocket Synchron, considering there is no Chaos Ruler, there is no Hot Red, the 1 Absorator, of course, that goes with it. If you think about it, the rocket count stays the same because we just replace a Recharger with a, Synchron with a 2nd Recharger in case you maybe need to like normal summon this, pitch it off Chaos Space. You at least have another level 4 in the deck that you can, summon off of Tracer to secure the Synchro play, Link play, whatever you do with it. Seyfert is very crucial right now. It is great not just in the field, but in the graveyard as well, considering it can add you back a Lobelion or even like a Savage from the graveyard back to the extra deck as well. Chaos package that goes with it, Baby Dragon, search this off Seyfert, Chaos Space, even start climbing with it. It can start going off in the combo. Probably the best card in the deck right now is Bystial Lobelion. This card is amazing. This card puts a lot of pressure on your opponent because we are in a heavy draw format right now, and Dragon Link is known for running Gamma in the main deck. So this will put a lot of pressure if maybe they want to draw this in Resolution or even Ash this. It gets you the search as well, or even if you do get drawn and you can't stop it, this will secure that you can at least set up a Hieratic Spheres as well as a Branded Beast to have, survive that turn and go for game the next turn. Bystial package that goes with it. 3 Magnum Mode, probably another one of the second best card in the deck. This searches you any single dragon in the game, and therefore searches you any single dragon in this deck as well. Serenir. 2 Serenirs, because if I don't see Magnum Hut, this is the Bystial that I want to see in my hand, because once I link it off or do whatever I need to do with it, this will send me Bystial Lobelion to the graveyard for me to get it back with the Safer, or even search a Magnum Hut if I don't need to search Lobelion in this case to revive it later on. The 1 Druid's Worm, of course, that goes with it. This is recyclable. You're probably gonna run through it maybe 2 or even 3 times in a game because Magnum does get back from the graveyard, not just from the deck. So you can get this from the grave under draw as well. I'm not on Baldrake. It was good, however, it was a little bit easy to play around for the opponent, so I decided to just stick to what I have. For hand traps, I'm running 11 hand traps at the moment. The hand trap of the format right now is Rolling Logbird. You are gonna want to run this because Super Heavy Samurai can easily out-resource you because they're a true 1-card combo synchro deck that goes crazy. So if you can stop them for a turn or even set up your board and pair it up with Droll as well, you're in a very good position to get that game in your favor. Works well with cash as well if they don't shifter you. Ghost Ogre for more Super Heavy Samurai Hate. Be careful using this on Wakaushi since they have no cards on the field. They are also known to play Gamma in the main deck, so you don't want to get punished for that. This even works well maybe like in the mirror match. You can hit one of the field spells for the opponents, which will swing the tempo back to you. 2 nibs only. Nib is very high impact, such as Roland Lockbird. And at 2, I think it was perfect for me because I was when I tested with 3, I would see too many of it in my hand a lot of times where I would open more than one, and I didn't like that. Yes, you can always pitch it off Chaos Space or whatnot, but it made it so that my hands were not as combo oriented. So I think 2 works great considering I can already pair it with a Droll, I can pair it with a Ghost Ogre, and I can also pair it up with the next hand trap, which is Gamma. Gamma is very high impact as well because it gets rid of the body of the opponent's monster on board. And this helps you play a lot through Droll because there are many spots in which you can get Droll with no bodies on the field. For example, a Lubellion or a Safer or a Chaos Spacer. You want to secure that. And if you can resolve this during your turn, most often than not, you are going to be winning that game. Of course, the driver that goes with it. 3 Chaos Space. Best opener in the deck. You're also going to want to protect this with the Gamma on both activation and resolution, and gets you a draw later on in the turn. 3 Quick Launch. Quick Launch I think is great even without Halki Firebrax in the game because this plus a Bystial makes a Baron level 10 play. If you want to secure a negate before you start comboing off with like a Chaos Space in hand or whatnot, or even a Safer if you want to go ahead and do that. The 2 bricks, Ravine and Boot Sector. Ravine is not so bad to open. Boot Sector can hurt a little bit, especially because it gives a lot of knowledge to the opponent. You're going to see this in every single Dragon Link deck. I am only on Branded Beast. I am not on Regained. I tested a lot with Regained. I like it. It's good. However, if I were to run Regained, I wouldn't want to draw it. And as you can see, I am already running 4 cards that I don't want to draw. If I were to include a 5th one, that would affect a lot of my opening hands. And also, if you get the draw of Regain, most often than not, you're going to have a body on the field, which makes it easy for your opponent to draw you over there since you can't really negate it with Gamma. And I know it's great for follow-up. However, if my combo went as I wanted to, and I'm able to set up that board, there really shouldn't be need for a lot of follow-up. I should already be winning that game. And a lot of times when I tested with Regain, if I was able to set it up, it was great. But a lot of times I was already winning that game anyways. So I just decided to cut it to make the deck a little bit more consistent. For the extra deck, 1 Striker Dragon. Dragon Link and the meta has evolved a lot, to the point that even if this was more than 1, I would still probably only run 1, considering the tight space in the extra deck. Pisty that goes with it, of course, self-explanatory, Romulus, standard Dragon Link. 1 Spheres only. Spheres is great, especially if you get rolled and maybe you activated Lubellion as well. If you can pair this up with maybe like a Branded Beast and like a hand trap in hand, most often than not, you're going to be surviving that turn. And then you can go for game the next turn with it. Yeah, so this card is great. Dark. Dark is not as prevalent as it used to be, but in the matchups that this comes up, it is very good, considering it helps you link climb, it helps you go into your big link monsters to go for game. Triple Burst for arrows for Pisty, and Boral Sword over access code. I like Boral Sword a lot. Sometimes I have Pisty on the field and make this, which, soft locks you to only dragons. I liked access code more when Chaos Ruler was a thing, because you were just able to bring it back along with it and secure you the game. But this also has 2 matching arrows that can help with Pisty if you need to extend for an extra bot if you haven't used it yet to secure that game. And also Borderland for the link monsters. Borderland is an excellent boss monster that is also very hard to out for many decks, especially, Super Heavy Samurai, which cannot run spell and traps. They're gonna have a hard time getting this over if you save it for maybe if they go for like a Zeus play, or if you stop the Genius from searching their Kaiju as well. For the Synchros, We play the one Scarlet Red Dragon Archiving for time. This card's also good, you know, if you want to wipe your opponent's board, if they don't have any negate set up, or even in worst case scenario, you can tribute this with Lubellion to, you know, set up the Branded Beast in a pinch. Amazing new card is Axel Synchro Stardust Dragon. This card is great for when you resolve Gamma on your turn, which brings back the Gamma, helps you go into a level 10 play, and you don't always have to use just Gamma for it. You can always use like a Tracer and a level 4 if you haven't locked yourself into Dark. Maybe you have a Gamma Engrave and you can bring this back and go for a level 10 play. Borload Savage. Borload Savage is a you know, Dragon Link card, standard, you always see it, great Omni Negate, and always gonna be there. Amazing new card is Bystial Depowder. This card is crazy good. This card is very, it changes a lot for Dragon Link. It's not just a negate, but it can also serve as a Ghost Augur on opponent's monsters, and it's also an extender. So if you can secure that, you can maybe banish from your opponent's graveyard. This will be a live negate that can help you play through Nib or other hand traps. Baron de Fleur. Nothing that I need to say about Baron de Fleur is great, especially if you can pair up with a quick launch and a Bystials before you start comboing off like a Chaos Space in hand or Safer or whatnot. Chaos Angel is another great boss monster that just came out. It's so easy to make in Dragon Link. Maybe if you use like a Bystial and a Safer, that'll get you both clauses and make this a Towers monster that a lot of decks are going to have a lot of trouble outing. Especially Super Heavy Samurai, which cannot run spell and trap cards. This is not unaffected by card effects, it's just unaffected by monster effects. So once again, if they burn their Kaiju or you can sub the Genius somehow, they're going to have a hard time outing this. Flex Spot is Atum. It has come up a few times actually, matter of fact, especially when I burn a lot of the opponent's hand, maybe during their turn, and I secured a Magnamut Search. If I search another Bystial for maybe banishing something else from their graveyard, if I'm facing something like Mathmech, to secure that Super Factorial will not resolve and summon this will summon me a Seifert from the deck to start, you know, comboing off with it and going for game that same turn. And that is Dragon Link post Cyberstorm access, or I guess I'd rather say Dragon Link Synchro. Shadow Mind, I think the deck became very synchro focused back in last year, when we were all on the Adventure, Hulk, Rose shenanigans stuff, which I don't mind. The deck has a lot of great synchro boss monsters they can take advantage, so it definitely makes it very enjoyable to play. And to close out the video, I just want to send out a few shoutouts. First, of course, to my AP gang, which I see pretty much every Friday. That's Angel, Marco, Gavin, Orlis, Gene, Young, and Chris. And also shout out to my Honduras gang, which is Cesar, Stupid Giant, Leo, Isaac, Eric, Vargas, Porfirio, and Jordi. And also, shout out to the best Yu-Gi-Oh store in Honduras, TCG Store 504 or 504. Shout out to them always for making it a great time when I visit over. With that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and let me know if you guys try out this build. Thank you guys.